It's officially day one of the legal tampering period, and the first fantasy relevant signing that we have is Chris Godwin headed back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And since he's coming off a major ankle injury last season, it's probably best for him and his fantasy value to stay in Tampa Bay anyway, where he's used to the system and he's used to Baker Mayfield. And he's getting a pretty sizable deal as well. 3 years, $66 million. Over $40 million of it is going to be guaranteed. For an overall fantasy standpoint, love this move for the Buccaneers. We know Baker Mayfield can make Mike Evans and Chris Godwin both fantasy relevant at the same time. They're top 24 options with weekly top 12 upside. And then for Baker Mayfield, we know that he's a top 12 option at the quarterback position as well. And this is really going to help things stay open for Bucky Irving, who is really being looked at as a potential top 12 running back as well right now. This is going to keep the boxes from being loaded, knowing that Chris Godwin is going to be working over the middle of the field somewhere. Really, the only person I hate this deal for is Jalen McMillen, who at the end of last season started to become a TD machine. And maybe he's still a guy that's looked at in the red zone. Maybe he's still a guy that scores touchdowns on a semi-regular basis. But as far as consistent volume goes, I really don't know if that's going to happen. This is probably also bad news for Cade Otton, though, and I probably wasn't going to have him inside my top 12 tight ends anyway this season because of a lot of inconsistencies in the game plan with the tight ends there in Tampa Bay. But this is really going to take him outside that consideration now, knowing a lot of those targets he got last year are back to Godwin. But for being one of the first fantasy relevant free agent signings, I think this works out really well for Tampa Bay and a majority of the players involved. Obviously, unfortunately for McMillen and Otton, it does kill some of their value. But for Godwin, Evans, Baker Mayfield, and even Bucky Irving, Tampa Bay is going to be a great source of fantasy output once again. Headliner Nation, stay tuned right here for all the fantasy relevant breaking news from free agency this week. We'll keep you updated with breaking news, initial thoughts, and instant reactions. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and turn on those bell notifications if you want to make sure that you're catching all of our videos as soon as they drop. Headliner Nation, I'll catch you all on the next one. Stay safe and healthy.
Analytics off the chain, all the channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game.